What's going on? And thanks for yet again watching another one of my videos. I'm Captain Steve and you're watching Deadliest Cast Fishing. Today I'm going to go over some of the things that I use when I'm targeting salmon. Salmon isn't one of the things I do a lot of, but I know how to, and obviously it worked for me over these past couple of trips. We got limits on both trips for the crew, for everybody on the boat. And like I said, a lot of guys are going out there not knowing exactly what to use, what's hitting, what's not. I think right now the way the bite's going, as you'll see in some of these pictures I'm gonna add up here, they're chewing everything. It's pretty good. It's probably the best I've seen in years, my whole life probably. They're just knocking out limits left and right, okay? All the boats are getting them. There's a lot of good charters out there that are just, every day they're smacking them. But anyhow, I just wanted to go over some of the stuff that I use, some of the tackle. I'll show you one of the rods I use that I've been using a lot of. And hopefully this helps you guys out. So yeah, let's get to it. First and foremost, one of the most important things when you're doing this kind of stuff is having the right rod, right reel. You don't want a stiff rod that's just not going to have no bend. What I'm using is an Okuma Monterey. This is the 801 medium. It's a 10 to 20 pound rod. Okay, these aren't crazy expensive. They're really good though. They're really strong. They're really parabolic. And I got it paired up with an Okuma Kavala. This is a 2-speed. It's a narrow, and it's loaded with 65 pound braid. That's what I use for everything, from sturgeon to halibut to, I've even taken some of these reels down south and I got some tuna on it, and smaller guys, but it's still fun. I got this one rigged up. It's ready to go. It's got an FBR on there, and you know, it's really simple to use. I'll kind of go over that in a bit, but as you can see, I got a flasher here, okay, and then let me turn this thing around so I can show you guys properly. There we go. This is a little better. Got these triangle flashers here, and I try to match all the rods with the same flasher just so it looks, you know, pretty uniform. And you got your sinker release, okay, which is just so what holds your weight. A lot of guys call it a dog whistle or whatnot. You could use a downrigger as well if you have those. I don't have downriggers right now on the boat, but really simply use. Let me pull one out of this bag and kind of show you how these things work. You can get them all over the place. A bunch of companies make them. I'll put this aside. So pretty much this top end's going to go to your main line, like I'll have this one rigged up with the snap, and the bottom end, your flasher and all that stuff. Anyhow, you just pull this. You pull this and you slide your weight in there. Once your weight's in there, it just locks it in. So what happens is when you're fighting a fish, or when you're fishing, and it gets hit, and that fish pulls in the line, guess what? That pops open, your weight goes to the bottom. Kind of sucks, but it's the way it's been done for a long time, and I kind of like it better than using a downrigger. I know a lot of guys are really crafty with downriggers. They can stack, you know, 2, 3, 4 rods, whatever. That's cool, but if one of those gets hit or, you know, whatever happens, most times you got to reset them all, and it kind of sucks. There's also these things right here. This is from Pitbull Tackle. It's an adjustable sinker release, and it doesn't really lock in the weight, but these things seem to attract fish for some reason. It's UV enhanced, and the eye glows in the dark, so that's another option you can get from the guys at Pitbull Tackle. Let's see what else we got here. This is what the package looks like for these sinker releases. These are from Apuchi, which is owned by P-Line, and they have them all over the place, okay? Get you a couple of those guys. Some of the hooks I'm using, we do have these Pitbull cable baiters. These are really good, and we were using all kinds of these this past weekend. I'll be honest, I'm not the best at rigging these things up, so I am going to do a video with Tristan and Will from Pitbull, and they're going to probably show you guys how to rig those up, because I kind of tend to destroy them. This is one of their Pitbull Superflex baiters. This is what a lot of the boats are doing. A lot of the charter boats, they swear by them. I've seen them work. You know, if you can master these and get the right bend on them. These do bend. You want to have that perfect bend in the bait, and it'll just keep rolling and rolling. and the fish seem to like it. It usually comes with this little nail there with the wire on it, or some guys use like a small little nail and a rubber band, you know, just maybe a little rubber band. They kind of wrap it around the head so it kind of secures it in place. But this is what the packaging looks like for these guys from Pitbull, and I'll put the links to these down there too. You guys hit them up and you guys can get them. Different options, okay? What I also use that's from Pitbull is these diamond snaps. As you can see in this setup here, I got a couple on there, okay? So there's one on there right now, but at the bottom of the flasher, this is a double-ended snap. It's kind of like a dual lock snap, but just a lot stronger. I think these are rated for like 200 pounds. And I got one of these rolling ball bearing swivels. And it goes to about 3 feet. And then down here, you guys can see, let me turn this rod around. You go down here, there's another one, right? And that's another 3-foot section to the FBR or whatever leader you want to use. And what that does, it's gonna allow that bait to constantly just spin. You know, you always want your bait having some action, spinning. You know, just for some reason it makes someone a bite. Okay. These are what the flashers look like. There's a bunch of different companies that make them, different colors. Like I said, what I try to do is I try to keep them all uniform, all the same color, and this seems to work really well for me. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. One of the old school things to use is an Apex. This one, I don't know, it's got nicknames. It looks like an anchovy to me, but some guys call it the cop car or whatnot. These already come pre-rigged. You can pretty much use them as is, you know. Make sure they're barbless, because some of these have barbs. And always check your regulations from wherever you're fishing. But here in California, the Bay Area, it is a barbless hook, okay? I generally cut them down and retie them, and just for peace of mind, just for safety. You know, I don't want to lose a fish because I didn't want to retie one of these things. One of the most popular ones in that assortment, you know, is sorry, someone's calling me, is the Watermelon Apex. And this one's been chewed up pretty good. It's got some battle marks there, but pretty much how it's rigged up. You know, I do the same thing. Little 3-foot section, one of those rolling swivels. At the very end, I have an AFW Mighty Mini snap swivel. Also, the guys at Pitbull have some really good snaps too. They're really strong. I'm just kind of running low on them, so hint to the guys that are at Pitbull. I need some more. Always make sure your hardware is really good. You know, snap swivels, all that stuff. That's very important. Well, in the middle of recording, the gardener decided to show up, so I guess we gotta wait, because he's pretty noisy. Of all days, the day I decided to do a video, he shows up, so yeah. So we're gonna hang out for a bit and turn this camera back on once he's done. All right, looks like they're done. Thank God, that stuff's really loud. So the next thing I'm gonna go over is what I had rigged up on the rod, which is the FBRs. This is made by Shelton Products. I believe they're local here in the Bay Area somewhere. These also come fully rigged, ready to go. And like I said, I usually just cut them down and retie it myself. Just a little peace of mind, okay? These are like $8, $9, whatever. You know, they have them all over the place. Outdoor Pro Shop has them. I actually got these from a fishery supply in San Jose. They have a lot. But they make them for anchovies and for herring. I think these are the anchovy ones right here, but I usually use like the blue label anchovies. You can use a green label too. And let me see if I can show you guys how this kind of works. Okay, so what you do is you're rigging this up. You put your anchovy in that little helmet. It's got a little pin here. Let me set this down here. Put your anchovy inside. Let me see if I can kind of simulate that with the swim bait. Okay, put your anchovy in there as far as you can get in there, you know, and then this little pin here goes right in between that little opening and locks in the head. So now you're trolling, this thing is constantly spinning. Okay, the hook is on the rod right now, but I'll show you on this one here. Let me open one up, kind of show you guys. Okay, this is what it looks like. Let me get another swim bait just to kind of show you guys. Okay, let me open this thing up. Get the swim bait, or like I said, your anchovy. Slide it in as far as it can go. Okay, this is kind of small for, you know, compared to the anchovies we use, but once you get that in there, slide that thing in there like that. It locks the anchovy in place. You're gonna pull on this end here, which has your hook. It's got a little plastic sleeve over it. Kind of helps you lock it in place. At that point, I just get a rubber band, and I usually put the hook going up. Make sure it's barbless though. This is brand new. They come with a barb, so check your local areas. Nothing ripped. Try having another rubber band there. Okay, let's get your rubber band, and you just put this thing along your bait, wrap a rubber band around it, kind of like how we troll for halibut, you know. It's a big rubber band, but try to use the smaller ones, the ones for like braces. It's kind of similar to that. You know, I wish I could show you with the full anchovy, but I'm not trying to get messy. And yeah, it locks in place, but like I said, make sure that's barbless. You know, you get some pliers or a Dremel and grind it down, you will get a ticket for that. So just a FYI, you don't want to be that guy. But that's pretty much it. It just spins and gets a perfect spin on the bait, and these things come and they destroy it. But what some guys do too is they get this hook and they get a pair of pliers and they kind of just tweak the hook a little bit to the left, to the right, kind of at an offset. That way it helps keep that hook in place. You know, it seems to work really well. So go ahead and try that out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the FBRs. They come in all kinds of colors, you know, glow and, you know, red, green, blue, all kinds of stuff. And like I said, they make them for herring as well. So, you know, if you're like me and you have trouble rigging those wire hooks, you know, I'm not the best at it and no expert, but these seem to work really well for me. I've used them a lot. And we had an assortment of stuff the other day when we were fishing over the weekend. We had the cable baiters, the wire hooks, we had all that stuff. Where's that other leader at? And then I have one of these leaders rigged up with the cable baiter. Kind of show you, okay? Here goes your sinker release, okay? Your diamond snap, your flasher, another diamond snap to the rolling ball bearing swivel. And again, like a 3-foot section here. Another rolling snap. Another 3-foot section. And I got one of these clips. It's a USA snap. Okay. And the reason we use those is because your dual lock snaps, I've used them too, they work, but they have that extra lip and sometimes it just gets hung up on stuff and tangled and whatnot. These are pretty strong, you know. And you simply just clip on your cable baiter or your wire hook. And like I said, you know, once you rig it up with your bait, you're gonna put that nail through and it's gonna lock in place. And like I said, I'll do a video with Tristan and Will from Pitbull, and I'll have those guys really good for that because they're pretty good at it, and those guys get it done. You know, so look forward to that video coming up soon. I already hinted on to them that we're doing that video, so that'll be next. Okay. And that's pretty much it for that whole setup. You know, also, you guys make sure your baits are good. Make sure they're not falling apart. You know, they're not smashed. Always check your baits pretty often. We check them every 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes. Make sure they're looking good, looking nice and healthy. I don't recommend using like the bag baits. You get a bunch of mixed sizes. They're pretty freezer burned. You could brine them. I've done videos on that before. I know ProCure offers some brines, different colors like that. That also helps. But just make sure you have some good baits, because these fish they're pretty visual. They'll see it, and if it doesn't look too good, they're gonna walk away from it. These are the USA snaps. Like I said, I got these at Fishery Supply in San Jose. A lot of shops have them, but that's where I found them, and they're only $1.50 for a whole mess of these things. Okay, you can't go wrong. They have different sizes, different colors. One of the next things that I'm going to show you guys is what a lot of guys are using. Yeah, and you might have seen some other guys like Crispy Fish use them. He swears by them. I have some. Yeah, I do okay. You know, maybe 1 or 2 fish here and there, but I'm just not. You know, I don't know. I like the FBRs a little better, but these work too. You know, and you can buy them so you can rig them yourself, or you can buy them pre-rigged. But again, like I said, you want to retie them. They come in different colors. You know, all kinds of stuff. Here's one out of the package. I'm just going to show you how this kind of looks. Again, the same thing. You get that pin through the head, get your bait in there, you put it in there. Usually has a leader attached to it, you know, your 2 hooks and all that. Again, make sure they're barbless. You know, you put that pin right through that little helmet, locks the bait in place, and this thing just kind of spins, and whatever it does, it makes it look like a crippled anchovy, and the salmon just go crazy for it. If you are fishing deep water, I know the guys in Santa Cruz and Monterey, those guys, they swear by these big old flashers. The Pitbull makes a whole assortment of them. The watermelon color ones, really hot. These are all UV and, you know, enhanced, and some of them glow, and, you know, a whole bunch of different colors, you know. And I'm still waiting for one of those watermelon ones, so hopefully they'll send me one eventually. But yeah, those are all, you know, those are all good for deep water. Up north where we're at, we don't fish too deep, but here's one that I used when I fished with Justin in Santa Cruz, and it's rigged up. And you see I have that Hoochie, kind of the same color as a flasher. I tend to really go for the pinks, the reds, because it kind of resembles krill. You know, we all know the salmon love krill. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward there. One of the most important things I will tell you guys, if you are fishing with a charter, or friends that have these kind of reels, these conventional reels, open face, please make sure you guide that line. That's, you know, when you're fighting a fish, you don't want to have that line all bunched up on one side, then the reel isn't turned and you have a chance of losing your fish. But when you're fighting that fish, just, you know, reel, get down back and forth, you know, kind of, it's hard to show you here, but go back and forth on that, and just, you're going to guide that line evenly on the reel, okay? And yeah, that's super simple, you know, but that'll save you a big headache if you do get a big fish, okay? What else? I've been using this fluorocarbon from Soft Steel. It's really strong stuff, 30 pounds, use 20, 25, 30, 40. They all seem to work really well. One of the other things that you gotta have, that, you know, you get a salmon, you wanna gut it right away, you wanna pull all that stuff out, you have to get one of these knives. A bunch of different companies make them. I got this from Pitbull. They just, you know, I called them the other day, they sent it to me. It's got this little spoon at the end, okay? When you cut that stomach open, there's a bloodline that just kind of gathers right in the middle, and just scrape that out. Get all that funk out, okay? And yeah, little scraping spoon, you know, it's super important. Always keep your fish cold too. You know, that's gonna help that quality of that meat way more. We usually bleed them right away. You'll see the picture there. We'll cut the gills, we'll put them in a bucket full of water, let all the blood rush out, and then we'll gut them and pull the insides out and all that. Your fish's process pretty good. As far as filleting, you guys know I use all Bubba's. I have an assortment of these. You know, I love these knives. I've been using them for years. This is one of many that I have. They're really sharp, so please be careful. But it's a good tool to have, okay? They have all kinds of stuff. They have gloves and knife sharpeners and, you know, everything you can think of. And yeah, also what I do carry on me, which I got from Dirty Customs himself, I got some pliers. He makes these. These are the same Pitbull little cutters, but he wraps them, you know, whatever color you want, you know, and it's all custom work. You pick your colors and he makes them for you, you know. He makes a little sheath for you, and there's some pliers there, you know. I keep these on my waist at all times. I picked up this belt from Grundens, and yeah, it's just always important to have proper tools when you're out there fishing. Other than that, that's pretty much what I do. I always tell people, make sure you keep pressure on the rod. These hooks are barbless, so if you keep constant pressure, that fish shouldn't get off. Yeah, it happens sometimes, but you give it slack, you know, point that rod down or something, whatever, you lose a fish, you're gonna learn not to do it again. But yeah, just remember, just always keep pressing the rod. If the fish wants to run, I tend to just hold that rod, and these rods are really parabolic and really, so I can show you here. Yeah, they bend really well, and you just kind of see that. You got a nice bend to it, so as long as that rod's bent, you should be good. And yeah, that fish should not come off. Just keep constant pressure on it, and just take your time. You know, you can't horse these things in. They're hot, they're pissed off, they're running, they're jumping. Just take your time, and you will get your fish if you work for it. One of the other things too is there's a lot of boats out there. Please, you guys have some respect. I had a lot of boats, like, as soon as we hooked up, they're right next to me, right behind me, almost tangling our lines while we're trolling. It's like, have some courtesy. Just there's plenty of fish out there, so make sure you have plenty of room between you and other boats. Always pay attention. I see boats all the time. They're fighting a fish, and either they're on autopilot or no one's driving the boat. The boat's coming at you, and we have to yell at them or hit the horn, and like, come on. But yeah, it's chaotic once we all hook up. We all want to get our fish, and I get it. But just keep that in mind. You know, you don't want to be that guy. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, we're going to do a video with Tristan and Will from Pitbull on how to properly rig the baits with the wire hooks and cable baiters. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I wish I would have recorded our trips over the weekend, but it's been crazy. I've been running charters left and right, and haven't had much of a chance to pull the cameras out. But like I said in my post, it's time to record. I asked you guys what you guys wanted to see, and salmon, you know, the salmon gear and setups is what you wanted to see, so that's it. Hope this helps you guys. Hope you guys catch a lot of fish. If you don't have a boat and you want to come out and catch a fish, go ahead and give me a call. You can book a trip. You call 925-813-0379, and that's Captain Justin. He'll get you set up with me on the Barbarossa. He's also got a boat in Santa Cruz. He does really well for salmon over there too, so you guys can join him or join me. But we are taking reservations for salmon fishing right now, rockfish, halibut, you know, stripers, all that good stuff. If you really want to, sharks. You know, some of you guys like that stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I hope this helps you guys a lot. I want to see some pictures, and yeah, I can't think of anything else that I may have missed. If I did, go ahead and drop it in the comments, and make sure you like, subscribe, and you know, just keep watching the videos. So until next time, I'll see you guys in the water. You guys have fun. You guys get some fish, and yeah, we're out of here. So go get some fish. Now I gotta put all this stuff away. You guys are still here? Why aren't you fishing? You guys are watching me put all my stuff away? You guys should be fishing. So, alright. You guys are still hanging out? What's going on? Why aren't you fishing? The video's over. But thanks for hanging out. Now, you know what I'm going to say. Go catch some fish. Really simple. Just add water. Okay? Alright, now I'm really out of here. Again, you guys go catch some fish. I'll see you in an upcoming video. Hopefully we'll start doing this again on a weekly basis. So you guys go get some fish. If not, come catch some fish with me. Alright, we're out of here. Later. You guys are still here? Why aren't you fishing yet? Oh man. There's fish to be caught. You guys need to go out and fish. Alright. So, turn the computer off. Turn your phone off. Get your gear ready. and go catch some fish.